Hello there, I'm Farmer Hadley. Welcome to a very blue Hadley farm. I got all this blue grass everywhere. The Raccoon quest has been updated with a wonderful ending event, sequence, little movie thing. And I was in the middle of making a video about the Raccoon quest, so we get to see two things at once. You get to see how it gets done, you get to see the new little movie thingamajigger that you get to see at the end when you complete it. I was literally right in the middle of it, so here we go. So after you build your greenhouse, from then on, there's going to be a 10% chance of a real windy storm in the middle of the night, which will knock one of these big old trees over. You can see the raccoon running away from the greenhouse where they used to live, and you can see these big old trees down in the woods before anything ever happens to them. So yeah, you can hear it right here. Big old gusty windstorm happens when you go to bed randomly. Down goes that massive tree. There was a strong windstorm during the night. That's the message that'll pop up for you. Hoof it down there and you'll find this broken tree. Don't know where the rest of it went, but gives you the option, rather strangely, to fix it up with 100 pieces of hardware. It just so happened that I had plenty of hardware in my house, and I'm not making an innuendo joke, and I was able to fix it up on the same day. I was then treated to the sounds of my hard work, and I built a tiny house for some reason. Of all the things I could have built, I don't know why I built a tiny house, but apparently I canonically did. Only a day later, and I found this little fella wanting to move in.
Hungry. Need fish.
So the first challenge you get tends to go like this. Some sort of like shelled fish creature thingamajig, and some sort of smoked fish. That's what I need to obtain. It'll never be the same for everybody. There's lots of variables. Now, finding clams was easy enough. And I even used some crab pots to get them as well. You'll always be given seasonal items. The shad, I fished up from the river. And the sonar bobber helped me focus in on getting the right fish that I wanted. Now, you could also use the fish bait machine to give yourself some shad bait to speed up the process. I cooked them all up in my smokers. And I ran them back over to the raccoon in no time at all. It didn't take too long. For me, fortunately enough. Could take a lot longer for you if you're earlier in the game.
Thanks, Bubble. Take this.
Yes, the raccoons can talk, which I'm told is significantly important for some reason, to do with Haunted Chocolatier. Gave me a bunch of summer squash, and I couldn't be happier. It's a new type of seed, and they gave me a boatload of them.
Now maybe I find a wife.
About a week later, the little raccoon person does just that and finds themselves a partner. Partner who will offer you all of the new seeds. And not for money, for trading in for stuff you normally would just leave in a chest. It's a fantastic opportunity, to be honest.
Hungry. Need fruit.
This time around, you get asked to bring something dried and something jellied. I got blueberry and coconut myself. Lucky I got myself a dehydrator up in my mushroom cave. And I could grow blueberries on Ginger Island. Here's the dehydrator. Slap 5 coconuts in there. I have lots of coconuts because my wife Haley loves them and I always have them around. But you can get them in the desert. And on Ginger Island here, where I'm picking all these blueberries I've been done growing. I didn't want to wait around, so I went and used fairy dust to get me that jam as fast as possible. It's the kind of stuff you have lying around when you're an endgame farmer. Got everything back over to the raccoon people and handed it in. I love that little banner that pops up.
Thanks, Bubble. Take this.
This time round, they gave me a raccoon journal. With this book, weeds have a greater chance to yield mixed seeds. Very handy for making fiber seeds.
Now we start a family.
And with that, I didn't see him again until autumn, because I had to wait about a week. Took a little bit longer, and I brought my little frog buddy with me, and a newborn baby raccoon was popping its head out of the house. It was real cute. And this time around, we were asked to bring dried mushrooms and white algae. Now, you saw where I got my dried mushrooms from. And I quite luckily had white algae hanging around the house, but you can fish that up in the mutant bug lair. I'll show you how to do that later. If you don't have enough white algae, that's the place to go. Handed them in. Saw that lovely little banner again?
Thanks, Bubble, take this.
And I was told that the raccoon shop had expanded, and I was given a fantastical hat. They've no doubt seen all over this video because I love it so much. I don't know how they made it. Hopefully it's just for random fur they didn't need. But they didn't kill one of their own for it. I don't think they did.
Now we can grow the family bigger.
And they sure did. They went from just the one little raccoon pup to 2 pups in under a week. These people got busy.
Thirsty, need juice.
This time round they wanted some bok choy juice and some pickled eggplant. I decided to grow them on Ginger Island because it is forever a big advantage. Grow whatever you need, no matter what the season. And I sped them up with some speed grow. When it came time to process them, I again used fairy dust because I ain't waiting around. I was impatient. I wanted to see where this quest was going.
Thanks, Bubble. Take this.
And coincidentally, I was given fairy dust, so that ended up being kind of a net gain for me.
You're a good friend, Bubble. Now we can have another.
This time round, after waiting some time, I decided to have a camp out. Wait for the new baby to arrive. In this new tent that you get in 1.6. Hey, sure enough, the new family member arrived the next day.
Psh, Bubble. I need a gift for the missus.
Apparently, his wife would quite like to have some magma geodes and some trash. Sounds like something a raccoon would like. But anyway, I got the trash from crab pots mainly. They came in handy. As long as you don't have them perked up, you often get trash. And it just so happened I had magma geodes from a lava eel pond that I once had. Otherwise, you'll need to go down to the very bottom of the mines to fish up your own from blowing up the rocks. So I handed in the trash and the geodes. Underneath this lovely portrait of seemingly the raccoon's wife. Got thanked as usual, and I was handed a gigantic, awesome fishing tank. I couldn't believe this one. Napoleon is gonna cry when he sees this one, because this is one hell of a gift. Here it is, set up in my attic, where I've slapped down a lot of random things I've had during this update. The attic itself is new as well, but look at that. Look at the things you can put in there. So from then on, I started to get asked to do things that I'd done before, and I found that I needed white algae, so here we are with the white algae tip. Get on down here and you'll fish it up quite a lot in the mutant bug lair. And this time round they gave me the Book of Stars. It'll give you EXP across the board for every single perk. At this point, I realized I could trade in the new mystic syrup I could get from trees for fairy dust. That was really lucrative. I tell you, the rewards just keep getting better and better from this family. They rock. I love helping them. This time round, they wanted some powdermelon jelly. Just so happened I had some dried ones as well. For some reason, I was able to turn that in, even though it wasn't what they were specifically asking for. Maybe they'll take in any form of fruit, really, despite what they're asking. I was given 25 powdermelon seeds. I was delighted to be able to grow something new and interesting in winter because of this. And as you can see here, another product of the update that literally came out while I was making this, you can now trade in mystery boxes for real cool stuff. Real handy stuff here. 3 for 1 golden one, for example. Now, when it seemed like their house was fit to burst, there was still raccoons in that needed to be born, apparently. And this time, I got to ask for something quite difficult, a rusty spoon and some moss. Moss is the easy one. Spoon, not so much. I had to open up a bunch of artifact troves to actually succeed in finding this one. It took me, luckily not too long, but I had a lot of artifact troves. So, I just got lucky. Hold on to your rusty spoons otherwise, folks, because we finally have something important for them. This time round, we had 7 baby raccoons peeking out around the house. We were in the end game now, and they were asking us again for magma geodes. Now, I had one in the house, but I had to go to the mines and blast away at the lower floors to find another one. And the sea urchin I had squared away in my own aquarium, so this one wasn't too difficult. I was thanked and I was given Star Drop Tea. Now this is one heck of an item. You can literally give this to a person and it'll always give them 1 heart. You can give it to them in addition for a different gift, which means you can give somebody 2 gifts on their birthday. It's phenomenal. And that was that until spring. Ran myself down there in spring knowing full well it was time to see that new cutscene that literally just dropped the night before. And golly gee was I in for a treat. Look at them waving their butts. This is adorable. Doing the raccoon shuffle with the raccoon that you love. Raccoon dance. This is one of the most adorable things I've ever seen in my life. They are very happy. Your new neighbors seem to be thriving. Not Georgia thriving, but Raccoon thriving. So yeah, got a whole host of raccoons as my neighbors, and I couldn't be happier. And now I have a weekly quest I can hand in to get cool items. Yeah, so there's a lot to this. I made it look straightforward like it's a simple fetch quest, but when you take into account the fact that you're going to be leveling as a farmer, not everything's going to be accessible, maybe you haven't made a smoker, you can see the challenge here. At least you've got something cool to do progressively across the day that you play this game now, in addition to everything else. Very, very rewarding vendor with amazing items, from this cool hat that my parrot sat on to a really good fish tank to just really powerful items like being able to trade in for fairy dust, mystery boxes, and the chance of getting Star Drop tea. I love this. Hey there, don't forget to subscribe and check out the Georgia Farm playlist. Every one of our edited videos is connected in the ongoing story of Georgia Farm. But anyway, thanks for watching this video, maybe we'll see you next time.